your first $10,000. What to do and what nobody tells you. Everyone wants to use their earnings to build a brighter future. With a clear plan, people can achieve their goals. A car, a house, a family. People around the world earn money, sure. But without a solid plan, dreams often stay dreams. And believe it or not, this isn't just a problem in the USA. People everywhere struggle with it. Let's go over some plans that can get you to your goal fairly easily. Before we dive in, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Imagine $10,000 suddenly landing in your bank account. What's your first reaction? Joy? Relief? Maybe a deep breath? But there's a question almost nobody asks themselves. If this money hadn't shown up, how many years would it have taken you to save it yourself? Most people can't answer that, because most people have never actually done the math. And that's exactly where the real problem begins. Now let's go over some saving strategies. Control yourself first. The most effective way to build serious savings is to treat saving as a fixed expense, not an afterthought. Set up a direct deposit account so that a portion of every paycheck goes straight into your savings account before it ever touches your checking account. 2. Get rid of high-interest debt. Before building up $10,000 in savings, pay off personal loans or high-interest credit card debt. These often carry interest rates of 15% to 20%, which will seriously slow down your savings progress.
3. Take advantage of a high-yield savings account, HYSA. Don't leave your $10,000 sitting in a regular bank account earning close to 0% interest. Compare rates and open an account through something like NerdWallet's list of top high-yield savings accounts, which typically offer 4 to 5% interest. For example, at a 4.5% annual rate, your money will grow noticeably faster through compound interest without taking on any stock market risk. 4. Increase your income. If your job's income doesn't leave enough surplus to save at the pace you want, increasing your income is the fastest way forward. Extra income sources. Consider freelancing on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. Switching jobs/negotiating raises often. The average US worker who changes jobs or negotiates a raise often sees their annual income increase by 10% to 20%. 5. Pay attention to big expenses, not just small ones. Canceling that forgotten $15 per month subscription helps, but the biggest living costs in the US are housing, transportation, and food. Housing. Consider downsizing or getting a roommate to cut your monthly rent or mortgage burden by a few $100s.
Transportation. If you live in a city, use public transit or drive less to save on monthly gas, insurance, and car payments. Food. Cook at home instead of using food delivery apps. The average user can end up spending thousands of dollars a year on service fees and tips alone. Why the first $10,000 is the hardest? There's an unwritten rule in personal finance. Saving your first $10,000 is the hardest, even harder than the next $50,000. Because during this stage, money isn't working for you. You're working for money. Every dollar comes from sweat, time, and patience. There's no interest helping you out. No investment return closing the gap. At this stage, you're on your own. And that loneliness is exactly what stops most people. They start, try for a few months, then an unexpected expense hits. A broken phone, someone's wedding, a medical bill, and the whole savings balance goes back to zero. Then they start over. Then they stop again. This cycle repeats for years. The math is simpler than it seems, until it isn't. Here's the simple version everyone repeats online. Save $500 a month, and in 20 months, you'll have $10,000. The math checks out, but there's a hidden assumption baked in, that you'll actually have $500 extra every single month. And that's exactly where most plans fall apart, because saving isn't a math problem, it's a behavior problem. As your income rises, so does your spending. That's called lifestyle inflation. A raise brings a new phone, nicer restaurants, a bigger apartment. Your bank balance stays roughly where it was, only your standard of living changes. This isn't a weakness, it's how the human brain is wired. We live by comparison, not by planning for the future. What actually works? So what do the people who really do save their first $10,000 do differently? They don't treat saving as a decision, they turn it into a system. Here's the key insight. The more you rely on willpower, the faster willpower runs out. If you have to talk yourself out of spending every single day, you will eventually lose that fight. It's just a matter of time. So the people who pull it off do one thing. The moment their paycheck lands,
Before they spend a cent, a set amount automatically moves into a separate account. Automatic, out of sight, no room for second guessing. This is called pay yourself first. It sounds old, almost cliche, but the logic behind it is undeniable. You can't spend money you never see. Hype versus reality. Social media loves one narrative: stock market, crypto, side hustles, overnight riches. The reality is a lot more boring. Most of that first $10,000 doesn't come from investing. It comes from the gap between income and spending. Because the interest or returns on $10,000 are so small, they can never be a game changer. Maybe a few $100 extra a year. The real game changer is the gap.
The bigger the gap between income and spending, the faster the money piles up. That's why some low earners save quickly, while some high earners never manage to save at all. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. What nobody tells you. Here's an uncomfortable truth. $10,000 isn't just a number, it's a test. If you can't clear this first hurdle, the next ones, $50,000, $100,000, retirement savings, only get harder because the temptation grows bigger at every stage. People who get stuck at this first step usually assume the problem is income. If only I earned a bit more, I could save. But the data says otherwise. People whose income rises without building a savings habit just end up spending at the same higher rate, so the gap never actually forms. The problem was never the income, it was the system. Zooming out. Let's step back for a moment. $10,000 might not feel like a huge amount today, but it carries real psychological weight. It's the first proof that you can build something for yourself outside the system. It's your first emergency fund, your first buffer.
The first time you can absorb a bad month without going into debt. And this is exactly where the long-term risk hides. People with no buffer lean on debt for every small crisis. Debt racks up interest, interest eats up even more income, and that person never manages to create a savings gap. The cycle just keeps repeating, generation after generation. That's why the first $10,000 isn't just money, it's an exit point, the first real chance to break the cycle. One last question. So here's the question. What's the real gap between your income and your spending right now, this month? Most people don't know that number, and what isn't measured can never be changed. So maybe the real question isn't whether you lack money, it's whether you've ever actually done the math.